All right, everybody, welcome to our performance seminar for Friday, the 6th of September. We have three pianists here today, and I would like to welcome Mr. Aaron to open up the stage. So, Aaron, when you're ready, go ahead and introduce yourself, your piece of music, and the composer.
My name is Erin, and I'm going to be playing number 2 in C major by John Sebastian Bach.
Bravo, Mr. Aaron. Really nicely done. Do you want to walk us through? And that was all off the top of your head? That was all by memory?
Yeah,
Nicely done. So now that you've played it, what are your thoughts on that performance?
I messed up a bit, so, just not very much, but just a bit.
Yeah, well, always start, and this is not just for you, Aaron, but for all of you, Emma and Anish, when you are thinking about how something went, always begin with what went right? Always start with that there. Otherwise, you'll always, every time that you do something, you'll be like, ah, this was bad, this was bad, this was bad. And it's not very encouraging to the mind, right? Because the mind is thinking, wow, I'm really bad. But if you reverse it and say, well, I'm happy I managed to get from the beginning to the end by memory. I managed to play all the right notes, or the most of the right notes. I managed to also bring out the melody, right? There's lots to find, right? So you're just reframing it. However, I feel I can work on some of these sections, slow it down a little bit so I can get the right notes. You see what I mean? So it's a different way of explaining your evaluation of how things work. So why don't you start with what went well for you in this performance?
I'm happy that I didn't make a big mistake.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a positive. Name me two more things.
I played it by memory,
You did. And the last thing?
and uh, probably that I didn't make it too loud.
Yeah, I thought you had a pretty good control of the dynamics. Nice. All right. So now why don't you tell us what you'd like to work on? Now that you've played it, you're like, okay, here are the areas that I need to strengthen.
I definitely got to remember that uh, on the third last measure,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that the note on the left hand is a tied note.
Tighten up. Nice. Cool. Anything else that you noticed?
And that I sort of messed up on the second line on the last measure.
Second line, last measure. Okay. Does that always happen, or is that just a random mistake?
Sometimes, barely.
Okay. Okay. So if this is something that's occurred before, then you want to look at it a little more closely. You want to examine why are you making that mistake there, right? Is it a hand position thing? Do you just not know the notes, or um, is it a coordination thing with two hands together, right? So just keep these things in mind. Okay, cool. Let's quickly go around the room. Emma, do you have some thoughts to share with Aaron on his performance?
Um, I, I yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh,
You want to highlight.
maybe
You want to highlight what's good about Aaron's performance? Can you give some examples of what he does well?
Um, the tempo was pretty steady, maybe.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
he got most of the notes correct.
Yep.
Mm,
It's good. Okay, then so it was pretty steady tempo. He got the majority of his notes correct. What advice would you like to offer him to improve for next time?
maybe bring out the dynamics and like put more like character into it.
Sure. Yeah. Does that make sense to you, Aaron? Actually bringing out more of the character?
Yeah.
So first of all, you got to figure out what the character is, right? And notice that this piece is always climbing. It's kind of right. So that's quite cool. It seems like it's quite victorious right from the opening. All right, let's go to Anish. Anish, do you have some thoughts you'd like to share with Aaron?
Yeah. I really thought it was impressive that like he was able to memorize this entire piece, and
Yeah,
yeah, I also liked how like fluid it sounded.
I agree. It was fluid. Yeah, that's good. Thanks for that. Do you have any advice that you'd like to offer Aaron, or you're happy
Uh,
with where it's at the moment?
I thought that was really good. I don't really have any advice.
Nice. Cool. You're like, my advice is wear sunglasses next time to make it look cool. Yeah, cool. Aaron, I thought you did a really great job, right? I want you to listen back to this performance though and think about your rhythm and timing. Sometimes these eighth notes rushed a little bit, right? So you want to just keep them, so it was these openings, right? And even some of these here, just have a listen and listen carefully to make sure that it's on time, right? It's not speeding up, it's not slowing down. I thought that you had a really clear tone. It was a nice strong tone. I could hear all the notes. I especially love the way that you did these ornaments. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, right? That was very stately. It was wonderful. And then as you get to this part here and it opens up, ya da 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 ya da 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 da. You could put a slight crescendo here, right? Because we're leading to a big moment, and then you can go down the scale passage, yeah? Also have a little think whether this piece should end quiet or it should end strong. Yeah, just consider that. But listen back to your recording and then you'll be able to make up your mind, okay? All right, cool. Let us continue. Miss Emma, stage is yours.
My name is Win, and I'm going to convert the and see my God block.
Well done, Miss Emma. So now that you've run it, how was that for you? Was that the tempo that you wanted?
Uh,
The feel that you wanted?
Not really. I think I rushed a bit too much.
Is that common for you to rush?
Yeah, cause like sometimes I get like really nervous and I want to get it over with.
I understand. I understand. In this case over here, don't worry about too much about what anyone else thinks. In every case, actually, you should just be focused on bringing out the music and finding a tempo that communicates the character clearly or the music clearly. Yeah. So if you were to figure out the tempo that you wanted, can you go ahead and just play for me the first line at the tempo that you want?
Okay.
Take your time, take a breath, and then just play the first line. Yeah, that's a lovely tempo. That also means that you can really control all the notes and also the right hand, like left, right, da 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 da, bum, 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 bum. Right. Cool. What is there anything that you would? Well, let's start first of all with the things that were successful in this performance. Can you share that with us?
Um, I think my dynamics were good.
What was that? Sorry.
I think my dynamics were good.
Yep, I thought you had some pretty clear dynamics. Nice. What else? Name two more things.
Um, I think the um I think the ending was pretty like smooth.
Mm-hmm. It was. So that was a good smooth ending. Anything else that you're happy with?
Uh, I I don't know.
All right. Well, now, do you want to talk about what you'd want to improve for next time then?
Uh, s- Definitely slow it down.
Yeah.
Um,
Always keep in mind if you're going to slow
Sometimes I
something
like
down. Yeah, go ahead. What was that?
oh um sometimes like I stumbled on some of the notes, so
Yeah.
I should like yeah.
If you slow it down, it does two things. First of all, it allows your hand to get to the notes in time, the correct notes, and also just allows the music to breathe. Sometimes when it's played too fast, we as the listener can't really take on what's happening because it's so fast, right? Especially because there are little harmony changes in each measure, right? So just keep that in mind. Slow the piece down, and then start thinking about how you want to phrase, right? How you want to shape each of these lines. Are there particular measures that sound more beautiful, sound more intense than others, right? Because music is all about like tension and release, tension and release. Yeah. So something that you can also do is just practice playing everything in the right hand as block chords, and just listen to how the harmonies shift from one to the next, and figure out which harmonies you want to bring out more, which harmonies you want to bring out less. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Thanks for that, Emma. We'll see you again soon with that. All right, and Mr. Anish, stage is yours.
Okay. Um, 1 second, please. I don't have the actual piece on like hand, so I'm using the digital version.
Yeah, or you can just use my screen because I'll roll it down for you.
Okay. Okay. My name is Anish, and I'm playing Melody for the Left Hand by Ludwig Scheidt.
Mr. Anish. So how was that? Is this your first performance of this piece in seminar?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So what are your thoughts?
I think I could have maybe like slowed down a bit so I could focus on the notes a bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know the notes that need a little bit more attention?
I think it's like when I'm switching from the A B D position to like the A C D position and like the
Oh,
other
you
one.
mean the G CD,
Yeah, the G C D. Sorry.
right? Yeah, and then the F sharp CD. Yeah. So take some more the beauty of these chords here is actually the top notes played by finger 5 and finger 4, they don't change, do they? The only thing that changes is the thumb, and the thumb just shifts down to the F sharp.
Okay.
All right, so you want to have a look at how the chord transitions from one to the next and what you can actually shift, to get it. Okay, cool. Let's go around the room. Aaron, some thoughts for Anish? Aaron, are you there?
He was doing pretty good,
Yeah?
and the dynamics were also pretty good also,
Yep.
and he's doing it on tempo.
Yeah, it was pretty steady, right? Yeah. Cheers, Aaron. What about you there, Emma? Some thoughts for Anish?
Yeah, his tempo was pretty steady. Maybe bring out the dynamics and yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you can definitely afford, thanks for that, Emma. You can definitely afford to bring down the volume of the right hand a bit and just bring up more left hand.
Okay.
Right? And then, yeah, as Emma said, you can really enjoy these dynamics as there's a decrescendo there, and then slight crescendo here. Really build us up, especially in the left hand, because B, C, C sharp, D, right? So it climbs up there, and then bring us back to the poco rit. Do you know what poco rit means?
No, I don't.
Poco means a little, and rit means slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, so just slow down a little. Yeah. But this is great. So last thing just to keep in mind are these, right? Just go ahead and study which exact note is shifting and which notes stay the same.
Okay.
All right, excellent. Well, that is the end of our class. Aaron, just hang out with me for a little bit. But you guys are free to go, Anish and Emma. And we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for joining.